Hey everybody, it's My Healthy or Me. I'm back. Now let me think, where was I? The beef, yeah. So we weren't thinking about animal welfare. I don't think we knew. We really believed that they were being treated right, regardless of the fact that, yeah, they were slaughtered so we could eat them. But that was like, oh, it's okay because you need to eat meat because you need protein, or you won't be healthy if you don't eat meat. Like, we were really on that track. And now that I know that that's wrong and that that's inaccurate and that knowledge is skewed a little bit by, influences, it's almost appalling to think. Now that I couldn't even condone animals being treated very, very well and then being slaughtered. Like, I don't even see how we can slaughter them, regardless of how they're treated, which obviously would, people that are still eating meat, that haven't gotten that yet, that haven't really absorbed that yet, that compassion of a species, regardless of human or not. If you haven't gotten that yet, then, how the animal is treated should be considered, really. I'm going to go into that too much because I'll just get all angry and emotional. Read the book that I did a book review on. It'll go into depth, into the gory depth of that. So we eliminated beef, and we were learning about factory farming, and we were thinking differently about animals. And we eliminated the beef, and we were learning about that. But we still weren't there. We were still eating chicken and turkey, and my husband was eating lamb and eggs and dairy still. So we weren't really aware yet. It wasn't until we heard the reality. It wasn't until we heard the reality from a legitimate source that we went, what? Really? Oh my God. And then the coin flipped. And that was the end of that. We stopped eating meat. Completely eliminated meat. And in the process, we also switched our flour. We were eating white flour, rye flour, whole wheat flour, and we switched over to rye and spelt. Spelt's very similar to wheat, and it's a really good transitional flour if you're going to transition off and get closer to grains instead of flour because it's processed. So getting closer to sprouting and all of that, but we switched to spelt. And we started adding more oats and better rice, better grains into our diet. And we really reduced our dairy intake. We were still drinking goat's milk, and we had mozzarella cheese, but we were eliminating, anything that, until we knew. And then we found out what's in milk and what's in cheese. And then we found out about chicken farming and eggs. And again, go to the book review or do some research on that, or wait for a future video from me on that. Eventually I'm going to have some informatory videos. I have to have notes. I'm really bad with remembering what I'm saying. I just go off in what I'm talking about, which can be a good thing at times, but I like to talk. I always have something in my head that can come out. It's like a TV. If you turn it on, there's always something happening, good or bad, right? Okay, so at that point, we were eating a lot of pasta, replacing our meat with pasta, increasing our vegetables and our fruits. We were doing a lot of rice and vegetables, because you can just put a small plate of rice with a huge plate of steamed vegetables. I don't eat raw cooked food anymore, and just every time I've had cooked food in the last month or so since I've been transitioning, cooked food kind of makes me queasy. My stomach gets sick when I don't eat them anymore, but I'm not eating cooked food anymore. But when I did, the last little bit, I would get queasy. So just saying steamed just kind of made my stomach queasy. But that's what we did. We ate stir fries. Just get all your favorite vegetables, cut them up in funny little shapes, throw them in the frying pan with some olive oil, salt. At the time, we were eating cane sugar. We transitioned. Just transition off of white sugar. Don't get brown, because that's just white sugar with molasses. Switch off of white sugar. Find some other, anything better than what you have now. So if you're on white sugar and you go to cane sugar, fine. If you're on cane sugar and you go to date sugar, anything, just switch. There's so many different sweeteners out there, and everyone loves a little bit of sweetener. I even still put raisins on my salad because they're sweet. But, I mean, raw, sun-dried, organic raisins on my salad compared to what I put before. I would put white sugar in my dressing if I made homemade, and if I bought it in a bottle. Well, there was definitely white sugar and vinegar and salt and all these preservatives and dairy products. Anyways, I don't want to go back there. But for those of you that are there are choices just a little bit better. Just find that product that's a little bit better. The ingredients are smaller and there's words you understand. And look up those ingredients. What are they? What is it? You really should know what you're putting in your mouth, right? That's the only way you're going to have a healthy body, is if you know what's inside that body and what makes it good and what makes it sick. Okay, so moving forward, we had lots and lots more vegetables in our diet. We added beans and lentils and everything to replace the meat. So now we're vegetarian. And when we were eliminating dairy after we had eliminated meat, so we were becoming vegan, we were still eating some dairy and goat's milk and eggs, but we were done with the meat. So we were switching off, we were reducing. Every time you want to have an egg, find something else. Every time you want to have cheese, find something else. Just try to have less and less of it. That's what we did, until we knew what was in it, and then we stopped eating it altogether. We switched from regular pasta to brown rice pasta. We switched our rice to whole rice. We got organic oats, organic spelt, organic beans, organic lentils. We were not eating any wheat. So if we bought a packaged product and it said wheat, we didn't buy it. So that was more elimination. Find the things that are bad. Look up what's good, what's bad. And if it says it's bad for you, find out why. And then you'll know in your head, oh, wheat's bad for me because it clogs me up, makes me tired, drains me out, and gets stuck inside my intestines. Well, I'm sorry, but that doesn't sound good to me. I don't want